Hey, what's happening everybody? Willie here at the Great Outdoors. February 11th, 2025. Big day, mark it on your calendar. I've been marking it. Been marking a lot of days on my calendar. Waiting for a certain package to show up, and today it showed up. That's right. It's snowing outside. It's raining. Filthy, wet, nasty. But at least we can do what we need to do inside and get ready for the days that actually may have sun and nice weather. But first we have a checklist. We have to go over some things, check some stuff off, and then get to work. First thing, big package from Kipmoto. Check. Let's get to work. This has been a long time coming. I know y'all are way over there, but you're just going to have to be. It's all I can tell you. Let me scoot this away just a little and then bring it back this way some and over to the right, then back to the left, and we should be okay. Very well wrapped, except for this one corner is protruding, but it's not scratched up or anything. So let's go to the top. Let's just go right there. Carried bird, more carried bird. All right, we got a wheel. And where there's a wheel, there's a way. All right, it's a J140x x14, 2.75 by 14 inch tire, Shinko. Ooh. This is the tread that a lot of guys are using on the CT125s. I just wish they made that same tread pattern for a monkey, but I don't think they do. All right, let's take this cross member out of here. Nice welds, very nice. Really nice welds. Some random loose nuts and bolts and things flopping there. Not a big deal. Let's see how that works. This is the hitch. This is the piece that will fit the back axle of the monkey. Here is the, man, that's light. Amazing how light that is. Let's see here. Really nice welds, really nice. All right, let's see, let's go in here. All right. What do we got here? This is the shock. Rear shock user manual. No, that is just the rear shock user manual. Well, rear shock manual, okay. Well, we'll keep that. We definitely need to read that and check out what our shock is all about. Okay, the shock is connected in one, okay, it has an, ooh, I can control it air ride suspension, awesome. EXA form, air ride suspension. Very cool. How's that? Is that better? Y'all got a better view? I'm sorry that I'm having to do this in the house, but probably not as sorry as my wife is about me having to do it in the house, but regardless, it is absolutely pouring rain and snow, and it's cold, 38 degrees outside. It's just ridiculous. There's some tips over here. I saw it in the paperwork. First, there's a big thank you, which is you're welcome, Kipmoto. Thank you for building something that hopefully should work perfectly fine. This is what? This is 1, 2, we got 3 invoices. As Evan said, a 3-page reminder of how much you just spent for a trailer to go behind a Honda Monkey. What's a little money when you're going out to have a good time? I mean, that's what it's all about, right? I guess the first thing you should try to do is try to figure out which way is up. This is up. It goes together like this. You have a bronze bushing here. Massive bolt. Take that apart. Looks like he's got it together the way it ought to go together, so we'll take that like that, take that like that. We will slide the hitch into, all right, that should be lined up. All right, then we're going to go with our washer and locking nut, which I do not know what size it is, but it's pretty darn big. So with this rather large plate facing upward as such, You want the hollow sides of the T part here facing up too. See, that's your big plate. Small plate on the bottom, big plate is going to be facing upward. That means the hollow sides of your brackets there are going to be facing up as well. Let's go ahead and put the basket on because it looks like that is the next thing we really ought to do. We'll get all 4 of them in and then we'll get them tightened up. It's always good to leave them a little loose anyway so you get all the holes to line up. Don't go tightening up one at each time because then you'll be angry when they don't line up and you'll have to loosen it again. All right, so just get the bolts in and get the nuts on and all will be good with the world. Now we have one of those things like one of those games like you would found in Cracker Barrel when you were waiting for your table to come up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I had to take it back apart. Where I messed up was right here. This area here on the little A-frame you got here for your shock needs to be leaning outward. I went by the picture that's on here, and it kind of looks like it's straight up and down, which it obviously wasn't, which doesn't make sense. Technically, if you look at it, I should have seen that doesn't make sense and that didn't work. So you put this little A-frame on with it leaning outward. Reason for that is because if it's in there, it's in the way of this. Let's go on to the back wheel now. When you get to the rear axle where the wheel goes through, you have 2 different size bushings that go here. And the reason that you have one longer than the other is because of the rim. The rim is a little bit further out on this side and more recessed on that side. So what we're going to have to do here is the long one is obviously going to go for the more inward side, I would believe, so that way it's not hitting the side of your channel here. So we'll go ahead and take this out and put it together like that, and let's see if I'm correct. All right, we're going to go with, which side's recessed? That side is. Okay, we'll go in here. That'll go in there. That should go in there. And the whole world will be a wonderful place. Lift up on it here just a little bit. Stop it, stop playing. There we go. Then we're going to go washer, nut. This is a very important part, getting those spacers in the right place on tightness instead of looseness. Looks like the rim is tracking pretty straight. Just need some air in the tire. And from what I can see, other than me, I got to go up there and tighten the trailer hitch swing area. Let me do that real quick and we'll get back with you in just a moment. And now, with 14% battery life left in my battery and a camera that's probably going to overheat and shut off in just a few minutes, this is part 1. Again, let's talk about part 1. Part 1 means we built this thing, we put it together. Kipmoto Sherpax trailer from out of Canada. I think this thing's going to work out quite well for what I want to do. I'm hoping so, man, but I got a lot more to do. I need to wire a tail light to it. Because if I'm not mistaken, we're going to have to hook it to the monkey and see, but if I'm not mistaken, the tail light may be behind this, and we don't want that. Now, it might not be. We need to hook it up first and find out. I still would like to have some form of brightness on the back of this thing, so we don't get ran into. We don't want that. That would be bad. Even if I put a bicycle light on the back of this thing that's just there, something. Also, you can put the extra gas cans on each side of this thing, or rod holders, just saying. Not that I need more rod holders, I can always bring 2-piece rods and just put them inside this thing. But this thing is what's going to have to carry everything that we need. I mean, from tents, sleeping bags, food, cooking device, clothing. I mean, it's going to have to all be in this thing. So, one way or the other, we're going to give it a shot. Also, it needs a fender, because that's just going to throw, if you go through mud, water, dirt, whatever, that tire's just going to throw everything on my back. So somehow or another, I've got to figure out how to mount a fender on the back of this thing. So Anyway, hey, this is step one, part one, whatever you want to call it. It's the first step. I guess the first step's technically ordering the thing. The second step is actually the realization that it showed up and you put it together. So we could technically be on part three. Does it really matter? But there's another one coming after this that's going to be us hooking this thing up to one of the monkeys out there on a hopefully dry and not snowy, wet, sleeting, ice, 38-degree day. And see how this thing tracks and do a little fine tuning and definitely figure out how to get a fender on the back of this thing. So anyway, there you go. Kipmoto Sherpax trailer. I think this is his second rendition of this thing. And I've seen it hooked to a CT125. I've seen it hooked to a Super Cub. But I've yet to see one hooked to a monkey. And we're going to hook one up to a monkey. That's going to be fun to figure out too. Just the hookup process. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Plenty to come. This right here is the beginning of something. I'm not sure what it's the beginning though of something. Of something that my wife's going to trip over in the garage and wish I'd got rid of, or you know, it's going to get covered up with clothes and never be seen again in the garage or something, or it's going to get used. I'm hoping it's going to be the get used part, and it's not going to be like a treadmill or one of those stationary bicycles or something like that. You know, it just winds up being a clothes hanger, and one day you uncover it and put it in the yard sale. I'm hoping that don't happen. Really am. This thing wasn't cheap, and I am. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Whatever the next one may be. Now, part 4, cleaning up. Love cleaning up. Cleaning up is fun. Cleaning up's fun. Cleaning up says that you've done something. And personally, I like coming downstairs and seeing junk all over the place because that also says I've done something. Or it says I haven't done anything. I haven't cleaned up yet. Either way, something gets said without having to say anything.